to lay the groundwork for a new administration come January.
And it's making sure Silicon Valley is well represented, of course, with big tech execs from Uber and Amazon on the team.
Right, here to react, Fox News contributor, media opinion columnist for The Hill, Joe Concha. Joe, he's got some contacts in Silicon Valley. Why not tap into it? Do you see a problem with that?
Not at all, actually, Brian. Before President Obama took office, many of the people in his administration worked in Silicon Valley. They went to go work for Obama. Then President Trump wins in 2016. Now you have a Biden administration likely coming up. And as a result, those people will be going back. Think about it. 1,200 jobs need to be filled in any presidential administration, obviously a Biden administration. And look, big tech really, really, really wanted a Biden administration. You look at $60 million in donations from Alphabet, which obviously Google is a subsidiary, Amazon, Facebook, and Apple. So, and we saw the evidence throughout the campaign of that rooting, right? Blocking that New York Post story on Hunter Biden, or fact-checking the president, but never his opponents, locking out accounts of senior administration officials or prominent conservative voices. So, look, we saw the tie, right? Traditional media rooting for Biden, social media providing another flank. It was a very powerful combination, guys.
But you know, Joe, there were many on both sides, actually, who said that the big tech power needed to be reined in, and were suggesting that they change Section 230, because right now they've got immunity from liability, because even though they act like publishers in many cases, they're not. They're just, it was something they started a long time ago to make sure that it took off. Well, I got news for you. It took off,
sure.
And they're rich.
Oh, big time, right? I mean, social media now in the 21st century was what television and radio and newspapers was in the 20th century. It's no longer just about people sharing pictures that are kids or posting their inner thoughts. These are where people get their news from, these social media companies. But it's a good news, bad news scenario, Steve, because, look, the bad news is taxes will go up for Amazon and Facebook and Google. And obviously, Section 230, you talked about that provides, from a liability perspective, protects these social media companies from the content that the users put up. So, but the good news is that they really did not like President Trump's tariffs with China all that much. Particularly Apple was hurt by that. But most importantly, H-1B visas, okay? The Trump administration limited that to only people that will make $208,000 within a social media company. Joe Biden wants to relax that, wants to issue more green cards. As a result, social media companies can hire more foreign workers for less money. So, yeah, certainly a good news, bad news situation here, guys.
So, Joe, Michael Moore, he read this letter on his podcast. It was a letter that he wrote to Joe Biden. Listen to this.
I see various people in the media and elsewhere trying to take credit for your victory and using their personal agendas to push you away from the progressive left and toward the cowardly center. They think because Trump got 70 million votes that the Democrats should now reject Black Lives Matter, reject AOC, and reject anything that vaguely sounds like socialism. Please do not make the same mistake that an otherwise well-meaning and well-intentioned President Obama made. Charge in there on January 20th like FDR on steroids and go big.
Joe, your reaction?
Michael Moore totally stole the whole thing from the Fonz. Remember, he can never say he was sorry. So, you know, a little attribution there would have been nice. But overall, look, if I'm any of the Georgia Republican Senate candidates, I'm taking that and making that an ad. Look, Americans like checks and balances either way. And if you give a clean runway from the House to the Senate to the Oval Office, all those progressive ideas around abolishing the Electoral College, filibuster, ICE, expanding the Supreme Court, expanding the Senate, banning fracking, as far as canceling student debt or defunding the police, all of that happens. So you can say, hey, maybe you don't like me all that much, but think about the consequences if you don't have this firewall between the House and the White House. And I have a feeling if you gave Joe Biden sodium pentothal, which I believe is truth serum, deep down he would tell you, I think I'd probably want a Republican Senate so I don't have to deal with that wing of the party and all of those issues, because that will be disaster in 2022. Anyway, guys, I got to go. The Masters, and Tiger Woods is about to tee off, so I'm going to do what you used to do.